So we are here, and I'm gonna put some of these flower collage pieces onto that page or somewhere in one of my sketchbooks. And I do wish you would follow along and just make some time for yourself today. This mindful practice is something I do regularly on a Sunday, and when I've got time, of course. But I wanted to create something special for you because I do know that I don't upload many things here that's exclusive to our membership. Well, not membership, but exclusive to our group. So this picture I showed last week, and the rest of this little journal I put together from random pages, and then later came into to collage some of my leftover pieces and additional flowers into it, and adding quotes and little fairies and all kinds of things that I just put everything in one box and started creating this journal. Um, these are, well, this book here is one that I started this year with special quotes that come from my experiences, and it's part of something I'm putting together that I'll tell you some more about later. But you'll see everywhere in this book are little flowers and collage elements added to further enhance each page. So they are stuck in there with the Mod Podge, the matte Mod Podge, because I like that. This one was from leftovers from that page there, and I just printed out a second copy and stuck them together with a piece of string in between to create a little bookmark for myself. So still a lot of pages in that book to complete for some other time. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the collage in this book, but now that I see that quote, it's just a reminder for you to also be kind to your wild mind and make time for little mindful practices like this. It's a way for your brain to break away from the world, to stop listening to all those external voices, and to just relax. Now, most of you have this Powerful Floral Remedies coloring book, and you are more than welcome to put your collage flowers, these floral collage pieces, into the book. And if you haven't looked at any of the videos, you can watch them on the Open Studio sessions, where they are all listed in sequence throughout a whole month, where I color in one at least once a day, or I think I tried. Anyway, there's still lots of pages for us to do, but I don't think I feel like, oh shit, oh my word. Whew. Jeez, that was, sorry guys. Sorry. My goodness. Yes, please, if you've got a candle on your table, just be careful. I'm so glad I got this in time. That would have been a really, really bad day. Let's try that again. Oh, be careful when you've got candles on your table. I'm thinking that I should have brought a bigger pair of scissors, but this is what I have, and I think I'll just cut out the ones I am going to use, or the ones I want to use. And yeah, see how it goes with this candle. Oh, with this little scissors. I think I've got candle on the brain now. Oh, it could have been disastrous if I wasn't looking at it. Anyway, let's shake that off and get some of these things cut out. I don't know if you've cut out yours yet and if you're ready to play. If you are ready to play, just hang in there. We'll catch up with you while I cut out these, as I'm trying to get it done as quickly as possible without cutting out too many or unnecessary parts, because this small scissors is going to clench up my poor little thumb, or shall I say chubby little thumb. So you can glue yours down with any glue you've got. Right there on top above the candle is my Mod Podge, and I'll probably only use that today. I don't think I'm going to play with any of the other art supplies, but we'll see how it goes. I might try out different things. All depends on where the mood takes me or where the flow goes. Have you had times where you just flow and do things naturally? You know what I mean? Where the muse within just flows without any effort. So I think that's what we need to aim for when we're doing practices like these. Sorry. I do have a bit of a sore throat. I think I'll cut this one out a little bit smaller. You're on video. And I'm not going to edit it out. I am not going to edit this video. We gave a video views. Okay. That was my husband, Conrad. We are watching the MotoGP, trying to catch up on all the races that we've missed so far. And yes, also looking forward to the Grand Prix later today. So yes, like I said, I'm not going to edit anything out of this video. So between fires and a husband that yawns like a little monster, you're going to just get it all exactly as it happens. Okay, let's just get back on track here. I think I might show you a little something. So this cutout, you can use that as a stencil. So how I'm going to use it is take a little bit of paint, just a little bit, too wet, and work from that outer edge into the shape. Okay, that's maybe not enough paint. But be careful not to use too much, because you don't want it to seep underneath that edge. Just a little color with a little drier effect And you know that little slip that you cut into the bigger shape? Just hold that down so that it doesn't separate and open up there, and always work from the paper edge into the open gap. Just dry brush marks, very slow, very carefully. And when you lift it up, you've got a little shape there that you just cut out. So it's multiple uses for all those little scraps that are left over. That's something interesting to play with. You can also do it with leaves or any other shape that you want to cut out. Still wondering if I should put it on this page or see. And what you do with yours is completely up to you. Don't feel limited at all by the size of the flowers. Cut them smaller if you want. Reshape them if you want different shaped flowers. And I'm pretty sure you'll be able to paint and draw on top of those. Well, enhancing it with a bit of color, maybe getting closer to the color you want to use. Playing with those masks are a lot of fun. It's really windy here today. And it's almost like a icy wind that's coming through. So staying indoors. It looks like a beautiful sunny day out, but the wind chill is a little bit on the cool side. A nice relief from warmer weather, and I know we're going to have warmer weather by the end of next week. So we might as well enjoy this a little bit. So we usually do all our washing on a Sunday, and while I'm waiting for the loads and for dinner to cook and all the things, I just like playing, making time for just play. And a lot of things I do on a Sunday in my sketchbooks or journals or coloring books, I don't make videos of, because I also need time for myself to unwind and to play and to relax. Because if I'm constantly thinking about a specific method or a technique or a tool that I'm teaching, then it feels like I cannot be completely creative. And letting myself play. Yes, I know the video is on now and I am recording, but allowing myself to play is something I do on a Sunday, and I really enjoy that alone time. Not that I'm alone today, but the time I can spend on this creative practice. And doing some fun things just for me, just for the process, and to make sure I'm also keeping up with my own interests and something I call pleasure goals. So these mindful practices are 100% my pleasure goals, and making sure I do make time for pleasure goals is exactly what we need to incorporate, and that's why these mindful practices are so important, because we don't make enough time for our pleasure goals. And if you're hardworking and always busy and always serving everybody else and making sure everyone in the household is taken care of, then when are you going to take care of you? When are you going to make time for your mind to relax and for your body to just do something different and, to spark that little creative habit? Oh, I do have the glue on my table. So, what I was busy saying is, I call this mindful process that I use as often as I can a pleasure goal. So one of my pleasure goals is to create these little scenes and little characters and sort of reflect on my day, or sometimes reflect on a week if I don't have any other time. So pencils I have here aren't really making a mark on that center there. I don't want to get anything else. I don't want to get up, as a matter of fact. I want to sit here for a bit. So, figuring out how I'm going to place these. Oh, cut. Let's cut this one. I'm going to reshape it a little bit as well. Just, placing them before you glue them down is like auditioning your little flowers and your ephemera to make sure you put them where you want them. And I like to do these little auditions and put the flowers exactly where I think they should be and trim off little bits that may be in the way or so on. And that gives me time to sort of think things through in a calmer way instead of sticking something down and then later finding that they just didn't fit in there properly or that I wanted it somewhere else. So, this little audition session is a nice way to just play with the flowers. And you'll see I haven't cut out any of the leaves yet because I like to sort of make sure the flowers are playing the biggest part, and then I'll tuck the leaves in around those flowers once I've done all of that. So, you can cut and reshape and style and move your flowers. And if you've got a big piece of paper that you're working on, of course you're going to need more of these flowers, so you can print it out and make as many cutouts as you wish. Even if you just have a whole page of flowers with a quote in between, you'll already have something pretty and almost effortless, but something that gave you some pleasure, that gave you time to relax and spend with yourself in doing something you like doing. I can hear the wind very clearly. I don't know if you can hear the wind. So this is the time where just figuring out how many flowers I want to use. I'm gonna add just a little petal peeking out here and there. Uh, it's almost like I want to add more, but I want to add less. Do you know what I mean? I think I've got enough here now. I'm just going to use the back of that tin and put some Mod Podge down. I used to call it Mod Podge. And I don't know, one day I just looked at the bottle and I realized, oh, it's Mod Podge. Anyway, this one is really good because it's thin, it dries quickly, and it also dries, yes, like I said, but it dries matte so that you can put other things on top. Now I'm just protecting my coloring book at the bottom with a blank sheet of paper, and I think I'm about ready. Yes, I'm gonna commit. I'm gonna stick these down. I think I found the layout, so it's a thin little layer of the Mod Podge, and then just position it and a very small amount on top, just to seal it in and make sure it doesn't lift off, or if I happen to mess some watercolor or something on it, that it is gonna resist that and not bleed or stain, or that I don't lose any of the color. It also acts as a preservative. So if you know you're going to finish your page today, then you can literally put some Mod Podge over the whole page, because watercolor tends to move and shift if it gets water. So if you're going to spill some water on your page, you're going to distort whatever was there. So Mod Podge is a nice way to seal that in, so you have the option to still draw or paint something on top, but not spoil the image or sort of put like a varnish on, which I don't recommend for watercolor. I mean, just this sticking down process, putting paint on, is also a really lovely, quiet time if you're going to spend that time with yourself. You'll be surprised at how you um, forget about everything, every problem, the people who bothered you this week, especially that little balloon boss of yours. Did you have fun yesterday when I loaded that video about creating a balloon animal? You should show me if you made any of that. Upload pictures. You guys are more than welcome to upload pictures and upload your coloring pages or inspiring things you've taken a photograph of. Or if you're sitting down at your desk, take a photo of your desk. Let me see what your desk looks like. This is really a group where we can all contribute. It doesn't just have to be myself and Suzanne. I really want you guys to also have fun. Suzanne is my friend from South Africa. She was one of the first persons first people I invited to the sketchbook journal. because I knew she also loved little creative habits and that she would enjoy mindful practices as much as I did. So we did go to a couple of art classes together when we lived in South Africa. And yes, it's just been amazing how a creative practice can change your outlook on life and just give you some more meaning and build a little micro skill or just have some freedom of expression and time to fool around. We don't give ourselves enough time to play. It's like somewhere between becoming a teenager and growing into an adult, we've sort of lost touch with our creative side. And I want you to rekindle that. Don't be afraid to be creative and to play. So, right now, I'm just looking for some of those leaves I did cut out before, and I'm gonna stick them down here and fill in with a little bit of greenery between the flowers. It's important not to have too much water on your brush, otherwise it's almost too wet and it doesn't want to stick down properly. And this is the part where it's like a little puzzle where you get to figure out where these will fit. Obviously this leaf is too big. Looks like I've got the shape there. Got this one smaller as well. I'll just stick this one on top. Leaves and flowers do overlap each other. We'll just say that's why.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see.
Okay. That looks like everything. Give your brush a good rinse when you've worked with Mod Podge. It will literally harden it permanently and you won't be able to use it again. I'm also gonna wipe this out. I don't want a mark there in my little tin lid. Oh, have you ever looked at your tissue papers, the little shapes and the colors that appear? I love looking at that. It's like little pieces of magic that happens. I'll show you how to, they call it decoupage. So it's a collage technique, the same that we did with the flowers and the leaves. So just cut out the part you want to use, and I'll show you how to decoupage this onto paper. So again with the oh gosh, so now I don't have enough. I'll just drizzle some right onto the paper and smear it evenly. I want a blob, and spread it out thinly so you can just stick your little tissue paper down, and whatever's left over on the brush you sweep over that top. Now I don't have enough, let me add more, a little bit more, there we go, and spread it, there we go. You just, even that in itself is pretty, and you could add a little quote in the corner or add more of those pieces of the tissue paper, and it will already look pretty. You can get it really smooth if you wanted. I'm not particularly bothered about it being 100% smooth, but I mean, this is working out perfectly because I think that tissue paper isn't that thin, and even though I did only take the top layer, it's got a bit of body to it. It's not flimsy and not very thin. I think I'm gonna cut this out and decoupage or collage a little flower on here with that to create, I don't know, something interesting. Let's see where it goes. Let's see. Okay. Oh well. Put a bit on there and move it from corner to corner, edge to edge with the brush and stick it down. Leaf. I need a leaf. I think it's going to look pretty. And if I had to put these two pieces together, they could easily form a little collection on their own. Almost like a twin set. What do they call it? A diptych. Those words might be confusing. Let's just call it a twin set. Another leaf. Let's put another leaf. Cut one out. I think I'm nearing my afternoon nap here. That's something else I only do on a Sunday, is take a little afternoon nap and just relax completely. But sometimes I just feel so inspired, especially after a little session like this, that I just keep on coloring and drawing. I mean, just look at that. I'm going to fold this over. Look at that. What's not to love? Look at the pretty colors. And I know it's just marks, but they are so interesting to me. It's like I'm seeing a whole new world in these little tissue papers. Um, I don't think I'm going to do anything else right now, and this should give you enough to also play and have a little bit of fun. Let me detach the camera and I'll show you in close up. Please upload whatever you created with your floral collage. I really want to see what you created, what you came up with, how that made you feel. Tell me how it helped you, if it helped you at all. And I think it came out or turned out lovely. That's it from me for today. So have fun. Have a great rest of this Sunday afternoon.